News source. This is Channel 8 News at 4:30.
Now at 4:30, shooting sentence. How many years a Georgia teen will spend behind bars for opening fire and killing 4 people at his high school. Plus, heat emergency, why the Capital Humane Society had to rush animals out of their adoption center, and how the community helped avoid a disaster. And Nebraska in the Philippines, how our governor is shining our state's colors overseas and what it means for our local economy. But first, breaking now, Lincoln police arresting 2 people after a month-long investigation into a large-scale drug scheme. LPD telling us 2 suspects have been illegally manufacturing steroids and distributing them through the mail. The Lincoln-Lancaster County Narcotics Task Force taking 46-year-old Matthew Skibicki and 47-year-old Anthony Rimmer into custody last Wednesday. According to LPD, the arrest happened in this area on 8th Street between R and S when the 2 men met for an exchange. Authorities later searching their homes and saying they found more than $70,000 in cash. Police also tell us they seized hundreds of pounds of tools used for making controlled substances. Only on 8 now, an emergency evacuation at the Capital Humane Society here in Lincoln due to extreme heat. Happy Tuesday, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Mackenzie Johnson. The animal shelter telling us they had a major failure in the cooling system during all the harsh heat yesterday. Getting the animals to safety was a hassle, but it was accomplished through teamwork.
Good afternoon. I'm Menora Wood. The Capital Humane Society's adoption center going under some difficulties with their HVAC systems. They say that their breaker tripped at least 4 times between 3 and 8 p.m. yesterday. Now that caused them to have to relocate all of the animals either to their multi-purpose room or to their assessment center. Today, they're bringing all of those animals back, and it was a huge group effort. Coming up tonight at 5 and 6 o'clock, I got to speak with the executive director of CHS, and I asked him what that was like, what temperatures felt like due to the extreme heat, and what their top priority was. Of course, it was keeping the animals safe. He said that they had over 20 people come in to spend their off hours moving these animals and making sure that they're comfortable.
Now we're going to check out the aftermath of the severe storms in Lincoln overnight. This is the mess communities across Lincoln are left to clean up today. Melanie sending in videos from around her area to our Now Local News app and showing the damage, like this branch torn off of a tree and even more branches then scattered around the neighborhood. You can see this one covering the sidewalk and part of the street, a pretty big piece of that tree broken off. And Kevin showing us this video. You can see trash cans and tree limbs scattered around the area near E Street this morning. Let's turn on over to Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins now for our first forecast. Rusty, how's it looking out there tonight?
Good news, bad news. The bad news is what we just were looking at there for a little bit. The good news is rainfall. Now, this is the hard part about summer storms. You can go from 0.01 to 1.46, and I live in southeast Lincoln, and I had 2.5 inches of rainfall. So really dependent on where you're at if those storms got to you or not. I mean, look at Wahoo and Omaha, nothing. Lincoln and Beatrice, though, a lot. Nothing in York, nothing in Hebron, just really depended on where you were at. Temperatures right now are better, but still warm. 94 degrees in Lincoln, 95 in Omaha, 89 in Hebron, still 90 in Grand Island, 92 in Beatrice, 89 in Hebron, 88 in York, 87 in Aurora. And the dew point's still a little high, so the heat index still around triple digits. It's not 115 like it was yesterday for many spots, but still upper 90s, lower 100s. There's some storms off to our west. Look at this severe thunderstorm watch from the Panhandle all the way through the eastern portions of Colorado. So we'll talk more about this storm threat and the next chance for storms for central and eastern Nebraska in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Rusty. And Uribe Refuse also dealing with the damage from last night's storms here in Lincoln. The Waste Management Service posting this picture today of flooding. You can see there a garbage container nearly half covered in the water. All of the water causing problems for, of course, more than just them. We'll have more coverage on that tonight at 5 and 6. And don't forget, whenever there is severe weather, Our Now Local News app is the best way to stay safe and let us know what's happening in your neighborhood. Our own meteorologist Houston Hall sharing this video just this morning of all the lightning up in the area. Use the QR code there on your screen and make sure you're in a safe place before sending in any video. Well, breaking now, a bombshell sentence for a Georgia teen who carried out a deadly mass shooting.
You understood the horror of what you were going to do. You studied the trials of those other shooters.
16-year-old Colt Gray sentenced to life in prison without parole for the school shooting that killed 2 students and 2 teachers at his high school. The judge calling his actions deliberate, contemplated evil. Gray was 14 years old in September of 2024 when he opened fire at Appalachia High School. Happening tonight, Congressman Mike Flood is holding a town hall in Lincoln. It's starting here soon at 5 o'clock at Nebraska Wesleyan University. Now, during the town hall, Flood is providing an update on his work for Lincoln and Nebraska's 1st Congressional District. The event will also have a question and answer session with all the people who are in attendance. And the Nebraska for Us organization will be holding a protest outside of the venue. You can find out why they're calling him out and why SNAP and Medicaid are a big point for them. We'll have that story coming up new at 5. New developments now: a funeral in Washington, D.C. for the late Senator Lindsey Graham. His family, colleagues, and leaders from around the world gathering to remember him. Here's ABC's Olivia Rubin.
An emotional funeral today in the nation's capital for late Senator Lindsey Graham. World leaders gathering to pay respect to one of the most influential forces in Washington. President Trump making these remarks about a man he has said was like family.
He was a man who gave America the full measure of his good and mighty heart until that heart itself just gave out.
And the late senator's niece with this emotional tribute.
His world revolved around my mother, his family, and those he considered such.
Earlier, a ceremony held on Capitol Hill, where Graham served for more than 3 decades. His sister, Darlene, who will finish her brother's term as senator, visibly emotional, placing her hand on her brother's flag-draped casket. Vice President Vance saying this.
I remember Lindsey Graham as a man who loved people. And because he loved people, he was willing to reason with them.
Attending the funeral today, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, a testament to Graham's fierce support of the 2 leaders. Both also meeting with President Trump while in town, meetings the White House called, quote, positive and productive. Former Vice President Mike Pence also attending the funeral today, telling me today he is remembering a man he not only worked with, but considered a friend.
Lindsey Graham was a statesman. He was an American patriot. What I'll miss the most is my friend.
And a White House official confirming the U.S. Air Force will rename Joint Base Charleston in South Carolina after Graham. Another memorial service is set for tomorrow in the senator's home state of South Carolina. In Washington, Olivia Rubin, ABC News.
And communities all across the state are preparing to mourn the weather forecast legend Kent Boughton after his death this weekend. Today we're getting new details on his funeral date and the arrangements coming up tonight at 5. We'll tell you when and where he'll be laid to rest and how you can pay your final respects. Right now, Big Ten Media Football Days are underway. This was the scene in Chicago this morning. The Big Ten Conference sharing this video on social media. Coaches and players from all 18 teams will be speaking to the media and the nation over the next 3 days. Of course, that includes Nebraska, although the Huskers won't be speaking until Thursday. Head coach Matt Rule will talk along with tight end Luke Lindenmeyer and defensive back Andrew Marshall, as well as some others. We'll let you know if any of the coaches speaking today mention the Big Red tonight in our Sports Zone at 6 and 10 o'clock. Coming up after the break, cost climbing. Experts reveal the chain of events making it harder to afford vehicles here in the U.S., both used and new. Find out what they're blaming. And tonight at 5 o'clock, water worries. Find out which local museum is closing its doors after the rain made its way inside. We'll be right back. You'll need to be prepared for some sticker shock, and unfortunately the used car market isn't much better. Jen Sullivan looks at what's driving up the costs and how you can find the best deal.
The sticker price for new cars has hit near record highs. Last month, buyers paid an average of just under $49,000 for a new vehicle, according to Edmunds transaction data. The average transaction price for a 3-year-old used car was over $32,000.
We've seen dramatic increases when it comes to price of vehicles, both new and used.
Ivan Drury with Edmunds says one of the reasons cars are more expensive is all that high technology that is now featured in cars.
It could be everything from the powertrain to the infotainment system, safety features. There can be a lot of change from one year to the next.
Drury says the car industry is still recovering from pandemic supply chain issues when there was a very high demand for cars and not enough supply.
We had that component. But things never really go down.
Because of the high costs, Edmunds found more people are putting less money down and taking out longer loans to purchase a car. In some cases, financing for 84 months. Interest rates on car loans can vary drastically depending on your credit score. If you have good credit, you can pay around 4.55% for a new car. But if you have poor credit, you can be hit with an average interest rate of 16%, according to Experian.
If you're not super picky, you'll find 25 to 30% of the vehicles on the lot in January will be from the prior model year, brand new.
Drury says while buyers have less wiggle room to negotiate the price these days, you can negotiate things like the extended warranty. He also suggests shopping around to compare prices. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
New tonight, Nebraska's governor giving us an update on his trade mission overseas. Governor Jim Pillen is in the Philippines alongside a delegation of Nebraska farmers and ranchers. He says it's a golden opportunity that he's seizing to promote Nebraska's core assets, including our beef, pork, wheat, and low-carbon energy production. These pictures shared by his office giving us a snapshot of the trip. It's the second part of the state's trade mission to Asia. Now to our full forecast at 4:30. Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins. It's not quite as hot out there today, Rusty.
Still warm, but yeah, it's not near as hot. Now, who here in Lincoln was woken up by those storms around 3:30 this morning, other than me? I woke up and I'm like, yeah, okay, thunderstorms, and then it just, something told me to look at my phone. I try not to, but I'm like, I got to see how strong these storms are. Glad I did, because it was booking it through the capital city, and really just over the capital city. So quite a bit of rain and some very gusty winds rolled through early this morning. 27th Yankee Hill Road, Honda of Lincoln Cam, looking very warm, but quiet. It's still not as hot as it was yesterday, but still warm, 94 degrees. Today's kind of a transition day from the very hot yesterday to cooler temperatures headed our way, but today's still on the warm side. Feels like 100. That dew point's still a little too high at 70. So hour by hour, I think we're going to see those temperatures eventually drop into the middle 70s. Still a warm start to the day tomorrow, but the heat index still up there, at least for the next few hours, and then that subsides. Wind speed, less than 10 miles per hour. There's the storms right now. We have some severe weather over here in parts of the Panhandle. They need this rain, and a lot of them were complaining that Lincoln saw the rain and they didn't yesterday. So hopefully this is helping matters out. Some storms here towards Cherry County and Sheridan County, then down into the southern portions of the Panhandle, Morrill County, Cheyenne County, then into parts of Colorado. That's a severe thunderstorm watch that goes until about 8 o'clock their local time. Not much going on. They still haven't opened up the road. Come on. Of course, it's been really hot, so it's probably been slow going. 48th and Cornhusker Highway on the ABC Seamless Cam. Finally, I mean, it took an inch and a half of rain at the airport this morning, but we are finally above average. I think it's the first time all year. 18.61's our total. We're at normal's 18.22, almost a half an inch above average. How about that? That's nice to see, but there are obviously some spots and many spots across Nebraska that need a lot more rain, so we'll see if we can get some for them. Temperatures over the last 24 hours, upper 90s yesterday, didn't drop below the 70s, so another warm start, and that's why we easily got back into the 90s this afternoon. So 90s hang on for at least a couple of more hours through the 80s through midnight and then into the 70s by early tomorrow morning. But temperatures right now, a lot of 90s across the board, 94 in Lincoln, some 80s, and some cooler temperatures over here where those storms are falling. We do have more chances for storms over the next few days. More on that coming up at 5, 6, and 10.
Thank you, Rusty. A final send-off now for a Husker softball star, Jordy Fromm. Speaking in front of the nation during the College Women's Sports Awards last night, she was up for Athlete of the Year. And though she didn't win, she says she's grateful for the goals she accomplished.
I think it just changed the trajectory of my entire life on the field. Obviously, I got to wear the home state jersey and play alongside my best friends, and that was always the dream. And to get to finish at the World Series was incredible. And then the way that it has just changed my life, I played my entire 5th year married, now expecting our first kid, got to finish the end of the season pregnant. And those are things that just aren't happening if I'm away, and so it was kind of a leap of faith.
Jordy and her husband are expecting their first child in December, and she'll also be joining the Husker coaching staff during the next season. Right now, the Good Life State taking a top ranking for quality health care in the country.
For Channel 8 News, I'm Andrew Ward. A study is putting Nebraska's healthcare system in the spotlight. Wallet Hub is ranking the Cornhusker State 10th best overall healthcare in the country. New Hampshire coming in the top of the list, while Alaska comes in last. You can see that on this map here provided by Wallet Hub. Now, the report comparing all 50 states using dozens of measures, including cost, access, and health outcomes. Nebraska earning high marks for affordability and access to care. That's landing them in the top 10.
Communities and families in Nebraska are preparing to get back to school, and we want to help everybody get ready. So we're hosting our 3rd annual Back to School Drive. It's this Thursday from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. here at our station just south of 10th and Van Doren Streets. Our team is going to be out in the parking lot all day collecting donations. Now, if you come down, you can drop off any new supplies that will help a student in need. You can scan the QR code there on your screen and see what items are most needed, but of course, any donations are much appreciated. Coming up next at 4:30, Lotto Craze, $800 million is on the line tonight. Find out what people say they would do if they get the jackpot and what the odds of winning look like. Then at 5, a hero honored. See the overflowing support for a local police chief who died. We'll be right back. New at 4:30, 2 lottery jackpots just keep growing. No winner again in last night's Powerball drawing, but the Mega Millions jackpot is on the line tonight with an estimated prize of $800 million. ABC's Rena Roy spoke with people about the excitement around the drawings.
It's lotto fever across America. Millions buying tickets as 2 jackpots continue to climb. Tonight, the Mega Millions jackpot is up for grabs. That stands at a staggering $800 million with a cash option of $344 million. This is the 10th highest jackpot in the lottery's history. No one has matched the winning numbers since mid-March. So we asked people what they would do if they won.
I would open up my own equine therapy horse barn.
Okay, and can you tell me more about why?
Because I love helping people and I want to give people more opportunities.
Take care of my family, and then I would build a school.
Oh, okay. What kind of school?
For special needs children.
And we can't forget about Powerball. That drawing is on Wednesday night, and it's now worth $663 million. Or if you take the cash payout, it's a cool, clean $290 million. Praveen Patel owns a newsstand in Lower Manhattan, which has sold multiple winning tickets over the years. Retailers of winning tickets get a cut of the earnings, and Patel says he would share the wealth.
Share with family, friends. And vacation long.
The odds of winning one of the jackpots is about 290 million to 1, and the odds of winning both is something like 85 quadrillion to 1. So best of luck to everyone playing out there. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Oh, that's crazy. Well, let's just ask, theoretically, Rusty, if you won all that money, what's the first thing you would buy?
That much money, I'd put a Doppler radar right in the backyard of Channel 8, so that we have our own Doppler radar and we can use it whenever, and nobody else can use it. That's what I do. And that way we could follow storms and do anyway. Let's see. Temperatures are really warm out there. Upper 80s, lower 90s, even some middle 90s. It's 94 in Lincoln, 95 in Omaha. Look at the heat index too. Still triple digits. I mean, yesterday it was 100 to 120. So this is a little better. Most of us in the upper 90s and lower 100s, but it's still warm out there. Forecast for tomorrow morning, most of us in the 70s for far southeastern parts of Nebraska, but 60s, lower 60s, maybe even a couple of 50s into parts of the Panhandle early Wednesday morning. By Wednesday afternoon, still warm, but I mean, it is July after all. Upper 80s, lower 90s. This is very close to where we're supposed to be this time of year, so we'll take it. But 90 degrees in Lincoln, and the dew point still a little on the high side, so the heat index may get into the middle and upper 90s once again. In fact, here's your forecast for Thursday. Just a touch cooler, but still in the upper 80s to around 90. Again, just about where we're supposed to be this time of year. 88 in Grand Island, 87 in Lincoln, 88 in Broken Bow. Some areas saw a lot of rain last night, early this morning. We do have more chances for rain really on and off throughout the next couple of days. In fact, Thursday, there is a chance for some scattered showers and thunderstorms that could be strong to severe. So we'll detail that timing and what it all looks like coming up at 5 and 6 o'clock tonight.
All right, looking forward to it. Thank you, Rusty. Let's get our final check of the roads here. This is what it's looking like at 27th and South Street. Everyone moving on through, but of course, rush hour is coming up soon. That's going to do it for Channel 8 News at 4:30. Rod Fowler is up next, along with our reporters. We'll be right back in just a few minutes.
Founded and operated by American veterans and patriots, we bring a warrior ethos to every case. We are Barry Law.
Let your voice be heard by sharing your photos and videos to the Now Local News app. Earn points and redeem them for gift cards. from Nebraska's trusted news source. This is Channel 8 News at 5.
Coming up tonight, only on 8, urgent relocation. How the Capital Humane Society was able to move 75 pets out of their building while having air conditioning issues in the heat. Also tonight, remembering Chief Young. How Nebraskans are mourning the loss of the Crete Chief of Police. Also, messy museum.
Our team is working so hard right now to try and get it reopened as quickly as we can.
How much damage the Morrill Hall Museum sustained from flood damage. And Shields shooting. One person wounded by gunfire outside of Shields in Lincoln, why police believe it was accidental. And match made, who the Nebraska volleyball team is set to play in Spikes Under the Lights on the road to the $1 million prize. But first, right now, Representative Mike Flood is gearing up to hold his first town hall in Lincoln in more than a year. A wide variety of questions could be heading his way this evening. We're talking possibly affordability, energy prices, tariffs, SNAP, Medicaid cuts, Iran. All of them could be on the table this evening. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Rod Fowler. We're getting scenes from the protest taking place outside of the town hall in our Now Local News app. The group Nebraska for Us is hosting this protest outside the event, which is at Nebraska Wesleyan tonight. They're sharing this pamphlet to show everything they want to bring to Representative Flood's attention. They're asking anyone with frustrations towards economic issues to join, along with health insurance premiums, tariffs, and as we mentioned, the war in Iran. So if you scan the QR code on your screen, you can download the Now Local News app. There will be videos of the protest along with scenes inside the town hall when it kicks off tonight. We'll be keeping you up to date on the app and on air as we learn what exactly is being talked about at the town hall. Now let's get a look at your first forecast for this Tuesday evening. Here's a live look from our Allo Cam just east of downtown Lincoln. Sunny and quiet now after a loud, stormy overnight for some of you. Some areas getting some much needed rain. Let's see what some of those totals are. Here's Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins. Rusty.
Unfortunately, or fortunately, I guess it depends on where you were at. These were very spotty storms, so not everybody saw heavy rainfall like many areas did last night. Capital City just got hit directly with a lot of rain and a lot of wind. So about 1.5 inches at the airport in Lincoln. I live in the eastern side of Lincoln, and I got 2.5 inches in southeast Lincoln. So that was a whole lot more than 1.5 at the airport. Just under 1 inch in Beatrice. Look at just south of York. That's about 1.5 inches to 2 inches of rainfall south of York and Aurora. But York and Aurora barely saw anything. So that's the kind of storm we had, and we weren't alone with this either. Central Nebraska in and around Broken Bow, about 2 inches, about 1/2 inch near Thetford, but 0 in North Platte, 0 in Norfolk, 0 in O'Neill, where areas totally need them. Precipitation was heavy in some spots, and there was a lot of wind damage out there too. So many areas in Lancaster County, including within the city of Lincoln and up towards Raymond, thunderstorm wind damage. So a lot of trees knocked over from those storms. Now in Beatrice, Shones Roofing at 6th and Perkins, a quiet afternoon out there with a mixture of clouds and sun, and 92, still pretty warm. And with that dew point in the 70s, it feels like near 100 degrees. Temperature-wise, we're still in the 90s, so it is a little hot and a little humid. We'll talk more about the next chance for rain and storms in a few minutes.
Thank you, Rusty. Funeral arrangements are now set for Kent Boughton, who died after a courageous battle with cancer 2 days ago. Channel 8's Meg West joins us from the newsroom with how he'll be celebrated and remembered. Meg.
Good evening, Rod. Yes, family, friends, and fans who welcomed Kent into their living rooms for years and considered him a part of their family will soon have the chance this weekend to remember him and pay tribute to a life well lived. Kent's celebration of life will be 10 a.m. this Saturday, August 1st, at St. Paul's Lutheran Church in Grand Island. They also will live stream the service on the church's Facebook page for those who can't make it in person. And his visitation will be from 5 to 7 p.m. this Friday night at the church. And for more than 5 decades, Kent was one of Nebraska's most recognizable and trusted broadcasters. His family says he'll be remembered for his devotion as a family man and his positive outlook on life. In the newsroom, Meg West, Channel 8 News.
All right. Thank you for the update, Meg. Breaking now, Crete is mourning the loss of their police chief, Gary Young. He served the Crete Police Department for 41 years and was appointed as chief back in 2022. The city of Crete says he was dedicated to the safety of his community and his commitment will not be forgotten. Governor Pillen releasing this statement about Chief Young. He says he was an outstanding public servant and his involvement extended beyond just law enforcement. He's also saying flags will be lowered on the day of Chief Young's burial. The Seward County Sheriff's Office is extending its condolences to Chief Young's family. They say their thoughts and prayers are also with the Crete community as they grapple with the passing of one of their community leaders. The Lincoln Stars are sharing their sympathies as well. Chief Young served as part of their game day security team. And they say his kindness and character left a lasting impression on their players, staff, and fans. Only on 8 now, the extreme heat forcing the Capital Humane Society to make a major move. The nonprofit having to relocate all of the animals inside the Pylock Adoption Center this week due to the issues they had with their HVAC system. Right here, they say the breaker tripped and had to be reset 4 times in just 5 hours. 20+ staff members spending hours moving cats, dogs, and critters from place to place in these crates, both yesterday and this afternoon. Channel 8's Emma Norwood spoke with them about the decision and how they kept everyone safe.
The dangerous heat forcing a change of scenery for the animals at the Pylock Adoption Center in South Lincoln.
There's 2 different HVAC systems that serve this building, and the unit that serves all the animal housing areas was having issues keeping up with those temperatures.
The system's tripping the breaker multiple times, creating unstable temperatures inside. The nonprofit acting quickly, moving 44 cats, 6 critters, and 25 dogs. The whole operation taking 3 hours.
The response was overwhelming. Had way more staff that were ready and willing to come in than we actually needed, but still had 20+ staff members that came in. We had a team that went down to our admissions and assessment center to get spaces set up for the dogs, and had the rest of the team over here at the adoption center.
Cats filling the multi-purpose room at the adoption center where the other HVAC system was running smoothly. The team's biggest priority, keeping all of the animals safe and comfortable.
In the shelter environment, it's a stressful environment for pets, no matter what. I mean, there's a lot of animals, lots of smells, lots of different noises, and so another thing that can increase stress is temperatures that fluctuate, and obviously hotter temperatures. Us as humans, we get a little grumpy, maybe a little stressed when it's very hot and humid outside, and so wanted to make sure that the animals could stay in cool conditions.
Now, electricians are working to upgrade the systems to resolve the issue, and all of the animals are returning to their shelter spot, awaiting their forever home.
The plan is to open back up to the public tomorrow at 11:30, and hopefully some of these pets can get into homes.
Reporting in Lincoln, Emma Norwood, Channel 8 News.
We now know who Nebraska volleyball will play in the Spikes Under the Lights event. The volleyball showcase at the AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas will be a 4-team tournament. It's the best of 3 sets for each match. The Huskers will take on the Florida Gators at 7 p.m. on Thursday, August 27th. Then Penn State and SMU plays at 8, and the winners, I should say, take on each other that same night at 9 o'clock. The winner of the tournament will win $1 million, which is the largest prize ever awarded in any women's college sports. Breaking now, we're learning more about a shooting that happened outside of Shields in South Lincoln. This information just into our newsroom from Lincoln Police. Now, these videos sent into our Now Local News app by citizen journalists Melanie and Bryce. The call came in around 1 p.m. As of now, it's an accidental shooting, with police saying a 21-year-old man shot himself in the leg with a 9mm pistol he bought earlier that day. A tourniquet was applied. CPR was performed on the scene. They say that man is in critical but stable condition and is undergoing surgery. Also tonight, police arresting these 2 men accused of illegally manufacturing steroids and distributing them through the mail. They are Matthew Skibicki and Anthony Rimmer. Police say the arrest happened on 8th Street between R and S when the 2 met for an exchange. Authorities later searching their home, saying they found hundreds of pounds of tools used to making controlled substances. Don't go anywhere. We have more for you after the break and even more at 6 o'clock, including Common Cause. The Seward County Sheriff's Office is saying the recent crashes on the interstate can be all attributed to the same thing. What that is at 6. And coming up after the break, flooded floors. Morrow Hall is forced to close due to damage from last night's storms. How they think the water actually made it inside the building. Stay with us. Well, right now, some people are dealing with damage from last night's storms here in Lincoln. Take a look at this. Uribe Waste Management Service posting this picture from the flooding, saying garbage service requires a boat. A dumpster out by them, nearly half covered in water, at least there. And all of that water is causing problems for more than just them. Morrow Hall is closed today because of some of the water damage they sustained from last night's overnight storms. Our Skylar Sears has the story after speaking with the people there about how bad the damage really is.
Morrow Hall staff arrived this morning to find standing water covering parts of the first floor after heavy storms moved through the area last night.
The water, we believe, came in under the staircase, kind of the main staircase at the front. It was just such heavy rain. And Morrow Hall, we're a 100-year-old building. You know, we turn 100 next year, so she's not young.
Caroline Clements is the public relations and membership manager for Morrow Hall.
Right now, a lot of the work is getting some of that water out, drying things down, and then seeing what kind of next steps are going to need to be as far as repair or replacement of any of that carpet and flooring.
The flooding is forcing the museum to close its doors today, turning away families who are hoping to visit. Clements says crews from Paul Davis Restoration, the UNL facilities team, and museum staff are working together to dry the building and assess the damage. Right now, they believe it's limited to first floor carpet and flooring.
We obviously love getting to see the families come and enjoy sightings. That's also in part why our team is working so hard right now to try and get it reopened as quickly as we can.
Reporting in Lincoln, Skylar Sears, Channel 8 News.
And by the way, we just heard from Morrow Hall minutes ago. They say they're going to be able to reopen their second, third, and fourth floors tomorrow, but their first floor will remain closed for the time being. New details now from Lincoln Police about a decrease in crime in our city. We learned yesterday that Lincoln is ranked the 9th safest city in America, and today our police department is providing us with some numbers on why that's the case. When compared to the 5-year average in Lincoln, the first half of 2026 has shown us 24% less Part 1 crime. What's Part 1, you say, Rod? Well, that includes things like homicides, assaults, robbery, and rape. Auto theft is down the same amount, while larceny from auto and robbery are down 44% and 35%. They say this reflects not only the work they're doing, but also a team effort from the community.
Now, your Storm Alert Team Forecast with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins.
We'll look at those rainfall totals one more time. A big swath of heavy rain here in central Nebraska, over 2 inches in some spots between Thedford and Broken Bow. Thedford about a half an inch, Broken Bow at about 2 inches. Big swath of heavy rain here. Now at the airport, they were kind of on the edge of the heavier rain, so 1.5 inches there. I live in eastern Lincoln, the southeastern corner, and I got 2.5 inches. In fact, just got a call from a gentleman that left a message, said he also near A Street, 70th and A, that area got about 2.5 inches. So most of the eastern half of Lincoln did see about 2.5 inches of rain. Northwest Lincoln, where the airport's at, about 1.5 inches. 8700ths in Beatrice. Look at this swath though. And poor York and Aurora. I feel so, and Columbus and Wahoo. I mean, everybody that got zeros, Aurora, Grand Island, Ord, missed out. But the heavy rain just south of Interstate 80, these reds right here, that's pretty close to 2 inches of rainfall. So much needed precipitation out there. And rain today and for the month, we're above average. So how about that? 94. In fact, today, the rainfall this morning put us over average for precipitation for the year in the capital city. So I don't remember the last time that happened. 94 for a high today so far. Barry Lockham looking at a lot of green. And this isn't the case for many spots in Nebraska where it's very dry, especially the western half and the northern half of the state. There's so many areas that still need rain. 93 in Lincoln right now and Columbus, 96 in Norfolk. So it is still very warm out there, just not as warm as it was yesterday. Kind of a transition day today where it was really hot the last couple of days. Not as hot tomorrow, but today still warm, still muggy. I mean, look at these dew points, still well up into the 70s. So the heat index into the 100s. 105 in York is one of the warmer spots for the heat index. So we're not quite cooled off yet. We're getting there. A little bit of a south wind at 5 to 10. Zooming out, look at this. Spot storms here. A wave of storms here, some of this on the severe side over there towards Garden County and Morrill County, but these 2 spot storms, and there's one way up here too, north of that area that just popped up, just southeast of Hastings, just west of Kearney. So there's some spotty storms that are going on. It's just the heating of the day popping up these thunderstorms, and Stormcast says, yeah, that might evolve into a little something as we head through the next couple of hours for south central and southeast Nebraska, maybe between Columbus and Omaha. It all dwindles and stays to the south, but by early tomorrow morning, another spot storm between Lincoln and Beatrice. So I'm not going to say it's going to happen again early tomorrow morning, but I mean, it's possible. These storms lingering through 6 a.m., then kind of a break, and then another chance. This is your severe weather chance. We got to wait all the way until Wednesday, so keep going through Wednesday. Spot storms here and there. Little line tries to show up Thursday morning, but this is your better chance for severe weather. Most of this right now, this model, south central and central Nebraska through Thursday evening, but the last model run had it right over Lincoln, and then there's another wave right there. So as we head through Thursday night, just about the entire state of Nebraska has a chance for severe weather, something we'll be watching over the next day or two. Tonight, temperatures still mild, near 70. Highs tomorrow, upper 80s to around 90 degrees. That's kind of your forecast. Upper 80s, lower 90s. Small chances for storms. Wednesday, I think a little bit better chance on Thursday, Friday. And then as we head through next week, look at all that sunshine and temperatures near 90.
Thank you, Rusty. Last night's storms causing some problems across Lincoln, and our citizen journalists were working through the early hours to bring us scenes from the damage. Take a look. Let's take you back to this morning. Videos pouring into our Now Local News app, like this one from citizen journalist Brian. Rain dumping down at a fast rate with huge cracks of thunder. The sky just illuminating with flashes of lightning. Homeowners and LTU crews now left with a tough cleanup job. This is just a fraction of the damage. Citizen journalist Melanie showing us this, a branch breaking off from a tree and now laying on a yard. Fast forward to this afternoon where people are still dealing with the damages. Citizen journalist Bryce showing us a tree cracked from its base, balancing itself across a yard. And citizen journalist Lorraine and Leroy showing us two different streets being obstructed by two different downed branches. And as the cleanup continues into this evening, we want to thank all of our citizen journalists for providing us with videos from the different scenes. Well, right now, political leaders from around the world are gathering for Senator Lindsey Graham's funeral. He served in Congress for more than 3 decades before dying unexpectedly earlier this month. Today, his family, colleagues, and leaders from around the world gathering to remember him, a testament to his outside influence when it comes to foreign policy. President Trump speaking at his funeral today.
He was a man who gave America the full measure of his good and mighty heart until that heart itself just gave out.
Earlier, a ceremony held on Capitol Hill. His sister Darlene, who will finish her brother's term as senator, visibly emotional, placing her hand on her brother's flag-draped casket. Vice President Vance saying this.
Remember Lindsey Graham as a man who loved people. And because he loved people, he was willing to reason with them.
In the funeral today, Ukrainian President Zelensky and Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu, a testament to Graham's support of the two leaders. Senator Ricketts is also honoring the life and legacy of Lindsey Graham today. In this post on X, he says he was a friend and a patriot who stood up for freedom, not just in the U.S., but around the world. He adds that Graham was a supporter of the Ukrainian people and that the Senate meeting with President Zelensky today is another way to honor him. Well, stay with us tonight. We have more for you after the break and a new batch of stories in our 6 o'clock news, including new running mate Lynn Walls announces who will be running with her for the governor's spot there in the fall. What Governor Pillen has to say about him. And don't forget, our drive with LPS is this Thursday from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. It's right here at our parking lot outside our station, just south of 10th and Van Dorn. It's a great way to help kids who are in need in our community. Come, stop by to meet some of our team and drop off any new supplies. Now, if you scan that QR code right there on your screen, you can see what items are needed the most. But as always, any donations are greatly appreciated. All right, let's get a final check of the weather. Boy, Rusty, you were right. Last night's rain was so spotty. Some areas getting absolutely nothing, go about 50 miles. They were getting an inch of rain. So for those that got it, I guess, congratulations. And your radar is showing almost exactly what we saw about 24 hours ago.
It's doing it again. It's very spotty storms. We're going to go through a couple of different spots here. I'll zoom way in here to this one that's dissipating now near Fairfield, just southeast of Hastings. This one, though, seems to be increasing a little bit between Elm Creek, Lexington, and Armada. A lot of lightning associated with that one, keeping a close eye on that. And then this one dissipating as well near Bartlett. Zooming out, though, all of the line of storms and some strong storms into parts of the Panhandle. Those are severe thunderstorm warnings near Garden County and into Morrill County. So temperature-wise, still warm. Got a lot of 90s out there, even some upper 80s, and the heat index into the 100s. But cooler temperatures headed our way. Precipitation chances on and off the next couple of days.
All right, thank you, Rusty, and thank you so much for joining us. World News is next. We'll see you right back here at 6 o'clock.
Founded and operated by American veterans and patriots, we bring a warrior ethos to every case. We are Barry Law.
Let your voice be heard by sharing your photos and videos to the Now Local News app. Earn points and redeem them for gift cards. Scan the QR code to join.